And we are on air. Hey guys, gals, boys, girls, everybody like that. This is the SEO show. I'm Frey Schwartz. That's Byron Lee. And our special guest, David. Now, I want to say it right. Now, we have the same beginning of the last name, which is Schloss?
Yeah. Schloss, yeah.
Schloss, okay. All right, cool. We usually just start off bullshitting and everything and kind of going over a few things. It's the last show of the year, so don't expect any great breakthroughs except from David. You guys know me. I'm not going to say anything that's worth listening to.
Come on.
It's just, Byron's the man this week. He's the one knocking out fucking leads like they're free to the world.
Well, they ain't free.
Yeah. I know. You shocked the world last night when you announced what you were selling a couple for, and I was like, man, you should have added $5 or $10.
I know. I should have.
I'm like, oh, they're all like, yeah, I'll buy them. I'm like, oh my god, we got a bidding war in a chat box. This sucks. Yeah. I'm sitting there having dinner and it's going ding, ding, ding. I'm like, damn, I got to turn this shit off.
Yeah.
David, thank you for coming, man.
No problem.
I know you're busy. I know you got a ton of shit going on. Yeah. There's news. I just wanted to pop this real quick, see if any of you guys saw it. I stripped somebody's, let's see, yeah, malware. Yep. Nope, I'm not going to be sharing my screen today because Google said you're not sharing your screen today. They're talking about the algorithm updates for all of 2014. I didn't even know some of these freaking names were out there. Pirate?
What animals and weird characters they use this time?
Yeah, platypus.
They said pirate, which started in August 2012.
The pirate update?
Yeah.
Huh.
I never even heard of it. Then there was penguin and panda, pigeon.
Yeah.
Payday loans came back through.
Hummingbird.
Yeah. See, they didn't have hummingbird on as a. They had Panda 4.0 and Payday loans. Then authorship photos were removed. I'm trying to see mobile first design, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah.
You get a little phone picture on the results that it's mobile ready.
And
You're
now
on
it's
your
just
phone.
mobile friendly.
It either works or it doesn't.
Yeah.
I like when they don't work because then I just show the owner. I'm like, your site sucks. I can fix that. HTTPS SSL certificates.
Yeah.
Did you hear what Google's looking at doing next year, 2015? They're actually going to put up a warning on a search result that says not SSL.
Wow.
That's BS.
How long is that going to last? I mean, nobody is going to be going. Mom and Pop have no idea why they would need a security license.
I could see it right now. An entire first page is just red.
Yep. No,
like
that's what I think is going to happen. And it's going to scare you into either running to Google and getting, the secure, because I think they're going to roll out their own market for it.
Probably. I'm sure they have it already.
Yeah, we're the bosses, or they're going to be buying up every freaking company out there and making sure it's them some way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the thing with that is, informational sites don't need SSLs. It's stupid.
Right, and that's what 99% of the shit out there. I go to Amazon, I want it to be secure.
Absolutely.
I go to YouTube, I don't give a fuck. I'm watching a video.
Yeah.
You're not hacking me. You hack my password. You need my cell phone. I'm going to recover it.
But this also opens up a door for all the AdWords advertisers, because if the entire search result has a warning, someone like me who's buying ads all the time, I'm going to make sure all of my properties have HTTPS. So I'll come up as a regular result, and if everyone else is red, they're going to want to click me because I'm secure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, damn. Now you're going to force me into that shit. Now you and I are both fighting it out. I think a bunch of people just went over and went, how much is a certificate for this?
Exactly.
Oh, Todd Basham, you bastard. He says he's going to start a WSO to teach people how to do that for mom and pops. Yeah, everybody's got jokes first thing in the morning. No, then we have October. See, I'm just jumping through it. Pirate 2.0.
That's a thing?
Yeah, it's continued the effort to fight digital media piracy by dinging sites with lots of copyright infringement reports. Google's most recent pirate update targeted a relatively small group of suspect websites and caused dramatic drop in their ranking. So, if you were a digital thief, they took away your ranking. I didn't even know that was an update. I just thought that was like an automatic thing. The Pirate Bay is like on page, 2,000, unless you type in Pirate Bay.
Right.
And if you don't have them, then you've got, ISO Hunt and everything else.
Well, they've built up such big brands. Doesn't matter where they rank.
Exactly. That's the thing. If you want Walmart, you type in Walmart. Right. If you want pizza, you don't know. If I'm in another state, I don't know the name of the local pizza place, so I just type in pizza. Then, yes, SEO the shit out of yourself. But your digital copyright, I didn't even know that was a real fucking thing. Penguin 3.0 for English queries, and that's what they say was kind of the last thing, which was October. So this end of the year report didn't even get to the end of the year, which I thought was funny.
Huh.
I know, it was kind of anticlimactic, man. It's just like on my dates.
I swear there was an update like a couple weeks ago.
There has been. There's Penguin and wasn't it Penguin 4.0?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was like 4.0.1 or something.
And they kept saying, we've got the update, then rolled it back, then put it out. And what we said on the show when we noticed the rollout initially, when they were saying, no, we didn't do anything, and I'm going, listen, my reports are all over the place. They're playing with them because my sites don't move because I don't do anything to them. Mm-hmm. I've got sites out there that are 7 years old that just sit, and I just have like 1,000 keywords on them, and I just watch to see if it bounces, and if it does, there's something going on. I said, these guys are going to roll this shit out every day and never tell us the truth, and then they make the announcement that in 2015 they will not be telling us about updates. I'm like, yeah, really? It didn't take a brain science. I mean, it's not some inside knowledge I've got. It's just common sense. These guys don't want to tell us.
Right.
They don't versus us, and when they go, oh, we updated, everybody shits themselves, fixes it, and then waits a week, and then fucks it all up again. Which is our job, which is okay. I like it. So, the 3 viewers, thank you very much. Question and comments over there. Guys, if you push the little boxy box, I think it's a 9-pack up there in the corner when you're watching this, there is the lovely chat availability, there's Q&A, and there's the showcase. The showcase will have a list of all the things that we find important that you need to go check out. We built our own keyword shitter, which has a link. Yeah, no, David, it's a website called keywordshitter.com.
It's actually pretty cool.
It's fucking awesome.
I'm gonna have to use it.
Yeah.
But don't use it. Go over and use oodlesuggest.com. There's a link over there in the showcase. It's my coder built keyword shitter for me. It literally will not stop making keywords for you. You put in one word, it will continue to go for as long as you are willing to let it run.
That's like a paid traffic, like a person like me would want that. Because I'm sure there's words I never think of. And even though I started in SEO, I still forget some words that are just common sense.
I look and I'm like, I know that there's a word I'm missing. Mm-hmm. I know it. What is it? I'm going to thesaurus. I'm 10 pages deep in the results, and I'm like, I can't find it. My wife's like, you mean this word? And I'm like, oh, yeah. Guess what the fuck?
Holy crap.
Oh.
I just typed in Frank Schwartz, and that's what comes up.
I put in walker, meaning I wanted to see if there was an old lady walker or old folks walker, what the results were. I let it run for 3 hours, stopped it at 47,000 results.
Jesus.
So it was bringing in everything. Eventually, Texas Walker came in, the Walker Texas Ranger and all that shit. And I'm like, wow, this is just going and going and going. So, and we have some YouTube suggest, and it's building out. So use our tool. It's free. It's free. Click on the ads if you want. Help pay for my $100 and some server, but other than that, David, why don't we do this? Why don't we have you go ahead and tell everybody who the fuck you are and where the fuck you started?
Yeah, no problem. So, David Schloss, everyone, started in 2007 as a SEO, aka Black Hatter, because that's how I learned. If you're not spamming when you start, you're doing it wrong. Anyway, so I was black hatting for about a year, just dicking around on the internet. I was in college and I needed money, so I figured, hey, there's all these black hat guys making shit tons of money. Maybe I should do that too. Yeah, that didn't work out so well. I had every black hat tool you could think of. I was creating spam sites, trying to get CPAs, email submits, and all this other crap. I did okay. I didn't make enough to pay tuition, so that should give you an idea. So I started out that way and figured, you know what? Let me learn how to do it in reverse. Let me learn the white hat way. I learned how those people do it, and then I'm like, maybe I can meet in the middle and be gray so I can actually get some results. Okay, learn that. 3 years later, I decided, you know what? It's time to open an agency because I get this shit. 2010, I opened Rampify. I was still in college. And I figured, you know what? I'm not going to do anything that I'm learning in school, so I might as well start making money doing what I enjoy. SEO. That was the same time I learned video SEO and started kicking people's asses locally. Popping up, back when you can have like literally 5 to 10 videos on a front page. So I used my black hat ways to do that, and then I'd be like, hey, I could totally do this legit though. I just wanted to show you what I can do. And then opened up the agency just like that. Got some clients, and then I transitioned from your traditional SEO to video SEO because I was noticing the trend of I can get people in the door with that and then move them over or upsell them into regular SEO. But then about 2.5 years later, around late 2012, early 2013, I honestly got bored. I just didn't enjoy doing the SEO anymore. I built a team. I've used outsourcing teams, and I'm sure a lot of us have used a lot of the same outsourcing people. I just wasn't enjoying it anymore, and that was also at the same time where SEO was getting such a bad name, like a shitstorm went off, that I could not get clients anymore. I would even change up the name of the service from SEO to page one builder and fucking Google optimizer, whatever. I would come up with so many ways to promote it, and people just weren't interested. And I was like, okay, let me try social management. Too cheap. People didn't want to pay for that. They didn't understand it at the time.
Yep.
I was basically shuffling through the deck of services, and then I got to paid traffic, and I was like, oh my god, the one thing I did not want to do, I have to learn. Not AdWords. I was like, fuck AdWords. I've already given Google plenty of my money. I'm going to go learn social ads. This was when Facebook ads was finally picking up steam. People were doing ads for Facebook back in like 2009, 2010, but the platform was really spotty. Interest targeting was all over the place. They had specific interest that you could target with quotes, just like Google, that sort of thing. But it wasn't like it is now. And I started quote-unquote late, 2.5, 3 years later, but I started at the time where they were getting their shit together. So I started with Facebook, learned it really fast. It was actually much easier to learn than all the other platforms I ended up, tinkering with along the way. AdWords, to this day, I still hate AdWords. It's a lot easier for me to understand, but it's still a bitch to put together. and all of their compliance. It's ridiculous. So let's just say 2013, that's when I really picked up steam with paid traffic. At first, I was outsourcing it because in my mind it was I never want to do anything. I just want to have someone else do it. And then I realized I really can do this better than everyone I've outsourced it to. Started to do paid traffic on Facebook. I got into retargeting, via Facebook when they introduced it with custom audiences. I was doing perfect audience retargeting and ad roll and site scout, and AdWords had remarketing. I was like, okay, I got to learn all these platforms. Next thing you know, now it's common sense to me. It's like, all right, we're starting a campaign. Let's put this pixel and this pixel, and it's just there's a step-by-step process to it before I launch anything. And I may have only been doing paid traffic for pretty much 2 years now, but there are people I know who've been doing this for 5 to 10 years that I teach them shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's because I started out in an industry where you literally have to figure out every individual piece to make sure a site does not fuck up. And it's the same thing with a funnel. You have to know every piece of that funnel to make sure a page converts. And most people who do SEO don't even know what a funnel is, and they wonder why they can generate 1,000 leads to a site but only can convert 20 of them.
Yep.
While someone like me who can bring in 100 leads qualified and close 40 of them. So I'm not saying SEO is not worth it, but if you can learn both and marry them together, paid traffic, retargeting, SEO, you put that all together, you literally can dominate an entire area easily.
See, and that's the one thing that that I did, and I still do, because I just have not sat down and just said, I'm learning the ads. Because like you, fuck Google. I got so pissed off. I'm like, I don't get it. What do you mean I'm not complying? It's the same shit I had last week. You okayed it, and then you take it away. I get an email that it's not even running. I'm like, holy shit, I didn't even get that email. What the fuck is all this stuff going on? Screw you. So I just shotgunned it. I'm just going to blast it out there, and I'm just going to wipe the world. I was talking both years with my friend, Anthony Aries, and he's like, dude, you sent like a shitload of traffic to me. I'm like, yeah. And he goes, but you like converted at 0.02. I'm like, yeah, I know. That's good. And he's like, no, that's not good. You killed the EPC. I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, what? He's like, nobody will let you be an affiliate with fucking EPCs that fucking crappy. He goes, you better like that. I love you, man, but I got to shut you down for a day.
But like, you know what, though? That amount of traffic that you've generated for him, or for anyone, let's say you sent me 10,000 visits in a week. To a paid traffic guy, I'm going, thank you. Screw the EPCs. Because what you may not realize is I have a retargeting pixel on that page where you sent me all that traffic, and now I can sort it by demographic areas and go, okay, 6,000's from the US, 3,000's from Canada, whatever. I'm going to go after the 6,000 in the US. Oh, and by the way, are they interested in internet marketing? Absolutely. Cool. Now I have it down to 4,000. Oh, yeah, they're 18 years old? They're not going to buy shit. They're broke. Let me go to 25. The more I break it down, next thing you know, I have that 2,000 person list that I need from the 10,000 you've sent. And I will probably no more than spend $500-600 and probably make a 400 or 500% ROI.
Yeah,
so
no, see, and that's the shit that that Byron does. He retargeted for his training webinar, and he's popping a return on investment. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? I don't get this shit. It's blowing up my brain to try to figure out. It wasn't all making sense. But you're jumping on Facebook ads late, but before Teespring, before all these courses came out on. Hey, go ahead and strip every group out there, I go out and do that. I stripped everybody's name that was Schwartz, okay? And I made a T-shirt, may the Schwartz be with you. And I spelled it with and without the T. I get hit by Facebook, and they're like, dude, you cannot target everybody with the same name. And I'm like, why? This is perfect product to them. This is absolutely great. And they're like, yeah, no. And if you try to get around it, by adding Ted, we're going to slap your account. And I'm like, fuck it. I don't need to sell the shirt. I'll just sit on 500 that I pre-ordered. It's like, So that you were doing it beforehand. You've seen the growth. Do you still like Facebook?
Yeah, it's right now it is still the most popular service that I'm asked to perform for people. It's can you run my Facebook ads? I don't want to be known as the Facebook guy. It just so happens I do very well with Facebook. So I still have people come to me saying, can you run my Facebook ads? And then when they start to talk to me, they realize there's like 6 other things you need to run if you want this to be extremely profitable. So Facebook would be the front end service, and then it's like, let's tag on a bunch of other stuff that's going to make this extremely profitable. Whether it be all these different retargeting networks, Twitter ads, YouTube ads. I mean, I've even dabbled with Pinterest ads, StumbleUpon ads, Reddit ads, you name it. I probably played with it, and I'm optimizing it to get it right. And for SEOs, it would be extremely helpful to learn how to run ads in StumbleUpon and Reddit and whatnot. Because if you can get a piece of content to explode with ads and then you turn them off, that virality of the post lets you build what? A retargeting list. And when you build the retargeting list, your cost per click drops dramatically, and you have this list that you can do anything you want with so long as your account doesn't get shut down, to promote stuff to them. So you do it once, you spend a couple $100, let's just say $1,000, and you've built up this massive retargeting list of 100,000 people. You're like, holy crap, what am I going to do here? And you want to promote, let's say you just want to be really salesy and you're like, I'm going to promote my service. There has to be a business person in this pack that will buy my $5,000 service, right? Just trying to blow it out the water. You set up that retargeting ad in Perfect Audience, or Facebook for that matter. Anywhere they go on Facebook, they're going to see your ad. Anywhere they go on the web, they're going to see your ad from Perfect Audience. And if just one person clicks over, jumps on the phone with you, and converts, and you've only spent $500 to $1,000, you just made $4,000 in that month, not including how often they stay on board for the remaining months of the year. And you're like, all because I spent a couple $100 on Reddit to make a post go crazy, or some traffic from StumbleUpon. So just so you know, for what I'm doing in 2015, I'm not even focusing on just the direct response, from Facebook to page, in terms of like go to an opt-in, get the email. I'm focused on building massive retargeting lists so I can lower my cost per click when I start to run direct response.
That's crazy. That's nuts. I know you said Twitter. I probably have $100 credit with their asses just sitting there. I got LinkedIn credits of probably $100, $200. You put up something, and the next thing I know, it's like you got one click, it costs you $5, and I'm freaking out because I'm like, no, I will never. There's no reason that one click should have cost me $5, and I know that they were just clicking the fucking click.
LinkedIn, I would not even touch LinkedIn right now. It's
a promotion, the bastards.
Yeah, it's too expensive. I don't know why they haven't changed it. Maybe they're really good for B2B. Business to business, it might work, but unless your service is high end, I mean, you could spend $1,000 and probably never get anything from it. Right. I don't even know if it's worth retargeting those people. It's so few clicks.
Well, and the one thing that I've noticed, and again, no offense to anybody who's in India, Pakistan, or anything like that, but if I can't pronounce your name and I have no clue what kind of business you're in because I'm not into the oil ministry, stop asking me to join your network, okay? It's not going to happen. And that's where I ran into. I have a very large group. I've got my groups out there, like dentists and doctors and, all my media guys and everything. And I've got a monstrous following of these people, and I get asked questions and things back and forth. But then I found out that I got huge network of trade school graduates. All these people are coming on going, hey, I just graduated from Pinnacle, in the solar and wind industry, and let's be friends or let's connect. And I'm like, why? how did you ever get connected to me? I'm not friends with anybody in that field. I'm like, holy shit. So I don't think that they're targeting or are able to go from one person to a next in such a fashion that's beneficial to advertising, you know. At least not for me. I can't go after somebody unless I'm in a group with them or connected to them. But for some reason, somebody in India finds me extremely, you know, interesting to connect with, and I'm like, I'm a video guy. What the hell do I have to do with the oil ministry?
It probably works for recruiters.
Yeah, recruiters,
Yeah.
I got job offers left and right from, you know, IBM, and I'm like, guys, you really see what I've done in my career? You want to bring me on board? I'm not a salesman.
I've used LinkedIn for like a lot of the lead gen stuff that I'm trying to do, and you know, a few SEO clients, but mostly I have to do manual outreach on that, like message them. So it's a really big. I mean, it's a time suck to even do that. So I mean, ads on LinkedIn, I don't have experience with it, but you're right. I can definitely see how it would be kind of a weird landscape for ads.
Yeah, it again, but everywhere is a weird landscape to me. So, because I don't get this shit. Ben Ortiz has a question. Says, how do you charge clients for paid advertising? Do you take a certain percentage for yourself and the rest go towards the ads?
I have multiple structures because I analyze a client before I price it out. So in my head, I have 3 tiers. I already have the 3 tiers in my head. So it's like, okay, a client comes to me and says, I have a funnel. Automatically, I'm like, all right, cool. They know the lingo, which means they obviously already know what they're doing. I have a funnel. It's converting. I don't have time to run my traffic. I have plenty of people who don't have time to run their own traffic. If they say that to me, typically what I'll do is I'll say, okay, how much are you spending? Oh, I'm spending 10 grand a month. Cool. Here's my management fee plus a percentage of spend, and that's my total fee for the month. Okay, so if I can hear the buzzwords and I know that they have their shit together, I have a certain structure for that. Because typically that would mean they're going to spend more. If they're already spending 10 and I optimize, they're going to start spending 15, 20, whatever. Now, if a client comes to me and says, I want leads, automatic red flag. Because I'm thinking, okay, they don't have anything built. They just want customers, but they don't have shit built. So
With a little, please leave your email.
Right. Like a box and a headline. I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way. So I want leads. Cool. How many? If they tell me an exact number, they obviously haven't analyzed their niche. Because you don't know the number if you haven't run the traffic. So I'm almost making them sound stupid. You know, just, hey, how many leads you want? Oh, I want 50. How much is your budget? Oh, I have $500. Sorry, can't do work with you. You know, actually the people who say they have $500, I say, cool, send that to me. We can have an hour-long conversation, and I can tell you what to do. That's it. I just do the consulting for an hour. Now, if someone comes to me and they're sort of in the middle, it's like, yeah, I have a funnel, but it's not converting. Or I've built out some sales material, but it's not quite working. That means they have a generic understanding of what a funnel is and how to optimize a sales funnel, but they just don't quite have the advertising in order. If their traffic spend is $5,000 or less, I'll take.
Fuck. Sorry, guys. Google just decided to screw with us. I'll take. Oh, that was perfect. Oh. So, we are going to find out what happened. This is the perfect time for a commercial.
Commercial break. Dun, 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 dun.
Go to simeasy.com for the remainder of this interview. Shit, he's probably going, what the fuck just happened? Oh, damn. Yeah, he'll be able to pop back in.
Yeah.
He should have a notification.
He lost internet or something.
Yeah, I just gave him a hiccup. He cycled hard. Oh, hey, I want to tell everybody about Hotjar. They sent me a t-shirt. Thanks, guys. Because we're beta testing. They are in a beta testing mode. Go to hotjar.com and see if you can get on it. It's heat mapping for your website. We are actually running it on numerous websites that we have to help them with their beta. And I did it on Oodle Suggest.
Nice.
Dude, it is like explosive how awesome it is.
That's cool.
You just see in mobile, desktop tracking, tablet tracking, how many people have clicked, and if they rolled,
Yeah.
it is scrolled through and everything. And it's I love Hotjar. David, it was perfect, brother. It was perfect.
Okay, I'm gonna say this right now. Florida sucks. Um, the people here, Comcast is fine where I live. It's the electricity company, FPL. I'm putting them on blast.
Mm-hmm.
They
Do it.
shut off my shit every fucking day
Yep.
at different times. It could be noon, it could be 9 a.m. Last night was 8 p.m. for no reason. Just instant. Lights go off and on in 5 seconds. And I'm like, this is bullshit. Mid-conversation.
Dude, you were like, it was perfect. You're like, if they have this amount, I say, and it froze, and both Byron and I went, what did they say?
So yeah,
It's the commercial interrupt right there.
basically the main thing was I would just charge them a management fee. So if they're in between, it's just a management fee. I'll be courteous for some people where if it's little work for me, $1,000, $1,500. If it's a lot of work, $2,500 and up. It really varies on what they have set up. Because a lot of projects can be extremely easy and not take a lot of your time. Then there's the ones that are time sucks and you got to charge, $5,000 and up because you're going to be spending hours every day optimizing that funnel.
So if I was to set something up, okay, I'm going to have a WSO, and of course, I'm going to need my funnel.
Mm-hmm.
I should have all of that shit and ready to go live before I even talk to you. It just makes more sense, right?
Yep.
Or should I talk to you before I even start anything and just go, okay, here's $500, what do you think would be the best? Here's the product. This is what I'm thinking of, so that you can integrate later?
No, so what happens, I've had some product owners come to me and they're like, how much do I need to give you for an hour of your time? Just like what you said. They're thinking about launching something, but they don't know the pieces to put together. Not in terms of upsell, downsell, but more along the lines of where do my pixels go? How do I set up my retargeting? Is it sequential? Is it not? That sort of thing. And usually it's just $500 for an hour, right? Some of my friends, I cut them a deal. It's like, look, cool, I'm probably going to be an affiliate. I'm not trying to take all your money. So let's just chat, and they'll send me something as a gift. But for most people, it's $500 for a simple conversation. And then for the really complex ones that probably going to take up, some time, I'll actually start off at $1,000 because I know that it's going to give me a headache. It's like, this is going to be a really difficult conversation. So $1,000 an hour, and some people have taken that because they realize, like, this is going to get serious and you need to pay attention. But for most people, you would be like, all right, David, here's $500. And I would tell you exactly the networks to set up, where to put the pixels, and then how you would set up the ads. So here's your one ad you're going to need for the front end. Here's another ad you're going to need for the back end. You can even create an ad as a thank you. Someone who's made it to the thank you page after checkout, you can even create an ad that goes back to them on Facebook and says, hey, thanks for joining the community. Looking forward to helping you soon.
My God, can you do me a favor and give that advice to Jimmy John's, Hungry Howie's Pizza, freaking anybody else that I bought shit from? I'm tired of you telling me, come on back, buy. I'm like, I own it, I'm using it, Facebook's open, and now your ads on the side, you're wasting fucking money.
They're not excluding audiences. So what happens is you're going all the way to the end, and then they're just bringing you back, and they're like, hey, buy more sandwiches, you know? Because, and by the way, I love Jimmy John's too, so I see it all the time.
Dude, every time.
Yeah. So you'll buy, and the problem is that they want you to buy more. And they're probably hiring an agency that has 100 people sitting at a desk setting up all these ads, and they're not analyzing every piece of the funnel, which to them is just land on site, make your order, thank you so much, it's on its way. It's like the 3 or 4 pieces, and all they have to do is put a pixel on the front end and a pixel at the back that when you make your order for 30 days or 15 days or whatever, it's going to say thank you for making a purchase. They can even make it where it burns after a day. Like if you make the purchase now, tomorrow the pixel resets and says, hey, come back and order again.
That would make so much more sense. And the reason I bring up Jimmy John's is literally every time I order, it fires off that pixel, for where I'm at, and it says, why don't you order Jimmy John's? And I go, listen, I just got off the fucking phone with you. Why is it now firing? I've gone through your online, I've checked out, I got my email, the guy's knocking on my door, and it says, why don't you order Jimmy John's? And I'm like, that's stupid.
It would be so much better if they, instead of creating an ad that says, why don't you order Jimmy John's, they just create a bunch of ads based on each of their sandwiches so that it's not telling you to order, it's making you want to order. Because if I see a Jimmy John's sandwich on my Facebook timeline or some website, if I'm reading something on MSNBC and I'm looking at some stocks and all of a sudden I see a sandwich, I'm like, that looks delicious, and I'm probably going to order that. So you don't have to make an ad that says buy. You could just make an ad that entices you to buy, and they would be fine. But they're making it so specific that it annoys the hell out of you.
Yeah.
Why don't you come back?
Well, and I know that, like you just said, even if it was the sandwich and the logo,
right?
I would be like, oh damn, I am hungry, and I'm going, there's got to be a way. If you can collect my shit, you can, go a different route with that marketing and stuff. And the reason I ask is, if I was doing I'm collecting leads for a dentist in Phoenix,
right?
And I blast out, and the people come through, and the dentist lands, and the dentist gives me their stuff and goes to my thank you page. I don't want to retarget them to come and find out about my service, because hopefully I've already called them, or we've gone through that whole dance of the new client. But I don't want to tell them, hey, find out about my services. I want to remind them later of the different things that I do, which like you said, a bunch of ads that just say SEO, web design, shit like that, and just have a logo or something. And so I was always wondering, is there a way to not turn it off, but just change it?
Well, yeah, you could cycle through ads. So I'll have my minimum is 3 ads at all times. So if I have one audience set up, let's just say it's anyone who's hit rampify.com, they will see these 3 ads during certain times of the day, right? So you visited Rampify, and I'll have 3 ads that go out. One will talk about SEO, one will talk about social management, and one will talk about PPC. And they'll just rotate. Now, the one that gets the best click-through rate, that one's going to show more often. Right. Now, the one that gets the most conversions, if I set up a conversion pixel, will actually go over the CTR one. Because as soon as the conversions pick up, that's the ad that's the main outlier. That's the one that's going to run more often. Now, if all 3 are running simultaneously and getting conversions equal, they'll just keep cycling. I've had ads where it's like they each are getting conversions, and it'll just keep cycling until one of them eventually becomes the winner.
See, that whole split testing and testing and testing and testing, I know I've heard it for so many years, and it's everything else, and and I've from classified ads and real newspapers and everything to even a billboard. The company, we put 2 billboards up, one on one side of the street, one on the other. Changed the phone number. It was the last digit. That was the only damn difference, and it was like, fine, get rid of that billboard and we'll just stick to the other side of the street, because obviously people are seeing it and remembering it long enough to call.
Right.
So it was always like, yeah, but that's at a $10,000 a month level, and it was like, thank God it wasn't my money. So that you've got to learn this by spending money, though, right? I mean,
Yeah.
there's not a manual yet that I know of. I mean, I've seen WSOs that are all about, setting up Facebook ads, and the only problem is as soon as they come out, Facebook does what Google does, and they change it.
Right. And I don't spend more than $10 a day of my own money on my own ads. I mean, I'm sure most of us have at least 300 bucks that you can run some tests. 10 bucks a day, 3 ads in one set, let it run, just so you can learn. I've told people it's better to start slow than it is to just pump in a bunch of money and watch what happens. You could do that with clients. You can't do that with yourself.
Right.
I'm not going to take $5,000 of my own money, just pour it in there and be like, all right, Facebook, do the work for me. No, it doesn't work that way. And Google, forget them. You put $5,000 in there, it's gone tomorrow. At least Facebook spreads it out.
Yes.
They give you some hope.
Yeah, I love that, and I love the fact that now Facebook, if you start an ad at 10 o'clock, it only does like a piece of your daily spend. I remember I did it on Facebook. I started at 11:30, and it said you spent $5, and I'm like, dude, it was a half hour.
Right.
It was like, yeah, they just spewed it out to the world and said, okay, the $5's gone. I'm like, damn you, Google, you learned from Google. Those bastards took me.
And retargeting's even better because it doesn't spend as quickly. So if you only did retargeting, simply set up your pixels and your audiences and only ran retargeting ads, your spend will be used much slower than if you did like a direct ad.
Okay.
And there's often times I don't even spend my daily budget. So I'll put up 25 bucks, and Byron can probably, jump in on this one. I've oftentimes put 25 or 50 bucks daily, and I may not even spend $20. And I'll hit a couple hundred people in that day.
Yeah. It doesn't always fill up, yeah.
You see how simple? He's so agreeable. I mean, he would be the perfect girlfriend. I'm not saying
it's the truth. It's the truth.
No, and that's the thing is, you guys are coming from a point where you put money in and you go, I got money left over. I put money in and they're calling me up going, dude, you're out of money, and I'm going, what? Wow, what? And they're like, well, you had 140 million targeted people, and I'm like,
Yep.
what? I said Phoenix, and they're like, no, you didn't. I'm like,
I actually know of a couple companies that have set up ads to the entire Facebook network. Like they didn't even set up an interest or a location. They set it to the entire network. And the most insane thing is they actually had an ROI.
wow, what the fuck were they giving away?
Survival shit.
Oh god.
During one of the catastrophes, I think it was like a tsunami or some shit, and they set it up to the whole network that was freaking out. Apparently, it was going viral on Facebook, right? So they set it up to all of the network and said, prevent the next catastrophe. Check this out. And people were clicking it, just constant, all day. And the thing is, it was getting such a high CTR that the cost per click was like 10 cents. So it went from like a projected $1 to 10 cents because it was just going. So Facebook was like, fuck it, here's all the volume you want. And
yeah, they're like, you're good for the credit,
Right. And they were producing money, so they just let it go for like 2 or 3 days. They made their thousands and thousands of dollars, and then they turned it off. And I'm like, that's insane. Who runs traffic to the entire network? 1 billion profiles or whatever. That's ridiculous. I might do 100,000, but not 1 billion. And
God,
they just that's ballsy. You have to have some money to run that kind of test. You want to talk about losing your money in like an hour? You turn that on, and 30 minutes later, you've probably spent $500-600 in 30 minutes, maybe even more. It really just depends on how many people are online. That's it.
I'm saying, at the right time, that's you probably go through about 10 grand. You hit that shit at 8 p.m. on the East Coast.
You're screwed.
And all of a sudden, everybody's got CNN and a Fox running, and all of a sudden that ad comes up and says, you're going to die if you don't click this. Your money just went.
Yep,
And Facebook's
exactly.
going, well, let's see how they paid this bill off. Son of a bitch, man. Oh, wow, man. You just did a brain dump on me. Wow, that's...
I mean, you can just so you can understand how powerful retargeting is, for example. Like just like any other ad, you could schedule it out, during the times of the day. For dentists, they're open typically, not in my area, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. most of the time. You can have ads that run 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. talking about, why you should schedule an appointment with your dentist. And then if you wanted to, you could turn them off, and you don't have them run during times of non-operation. Or you could do what I do, which is from 7 p.m. until 9 a.m. the next day. You run informational ads of why you should be visiting a dentist with a box that lets them schedule their appointment.
Nice.
Even though the place isn't open, they could still schedule an appointment. And then you confirm it the next day. You call up the people and you say, hey, your appointment's confirmed, blah, blah, blah. And then during hours of operation, you're selling, and when they're not, you're not selling. You're just doing information. So you can have ads running all day. I know a lot of people have said, oh, only run it during peak hours or during when you're getting your most conversions, which makes sense. If most of your conversions are coming between 6 p.m. and 12 a.m., yeah, you could just run it during that 6-hour window and make your money. Or you can build a retargeting list half the day and build a direct response list half the day. The ones that are buying and the ones that are looking for info. And the ones that are looking for info, you could sell them later. It's like you can cover the 24-hour window. You just got to be smart.
That's crazy. We've got the SEO show, and I have What the Frank, where I just do I rant about trending topics, and I put my 2 cents in.
It's pretty cool.
And it can get controversial, and it can get a little crazy, and I always put up not safe for work because I'm going to be dropping the fuck bomb every 2 seconds because I'm usually pissed off at whatever's happening. But I know that there is a specialized group, and my group is probably not Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
My demographic is not the housewife sitting there, unless she's on my Facebook and she's agreeing with my shit.
Right.
There's no reason to target anybody other than video watchers, which, my realm is YouTube, and I really need to get better at it. The problem is, it's fucking Google.
Right.
And I hate Google. I mean, I love Google. Don't get me wrong. They make me a shitload of money, but, it's that evil.
I can cure that. I can cure that. So what I've done is when I do YouTube ads, even though it's within the AdWords dashboard, and there is a section that says AdWords for video,
Right.
Mentally I'm thinking, I'm just running ads on YouTube. I'm just running ads on YouTube. Because if I know it's Google, I get it. But I hate thinking my ads are showing up in search results in the AdWords display versus knowing that when I run an ad on YouTube, it's a true view ad, meaning like pre-roll or post video, or a banner pops up in the video that says, don't forget to check this out. When I think of that, I think, okay, I'm good. But when I think of AdWords, I think of the display or the mobile stuff, and then I get pissed.
Yeah.
So just think when you're running ads on YouTube, just think it's videos, it's okay, it's YouTube. You just put that mental note of it's different even though it's not, and you're okay.
No, a guy asked me, he's like, so where are your ads at? And I'm like, I don't have any.
Yeah.
And he goes, but you're asking me to spend all this money on ads? And I'm like, well, you need them. And he goes, well, don't you need them? And I'm like, not really. I'm cool with what I'm doing. And he's like, dude, you really should be using these. And, and I want to test out things like, the pre-roll video. I love just watching videos just to see the ads. I turn off all my blockers. If there's a pop-up that, I'm letting them come through. I want to see all of this shit and see what people are doing. and it's like the 5 seconds, and you're watching the countdown timer, and I'm trying to see, is there a message? Did they tell me why are they there? Why are they doing this ad? You know, and within that 5 seconds, everybody's skipping, and I still have no clue what this high-end commercial was for. So I'll even watch it all the way through and go, well, that was stupid. You know?
They're not charged for those 5 seconds. You have to watch 15 seconds before you're charged. So if they're skipping, they're not getting charged. Now, if you're someone who hasn't run YouTube ads and you want to run pre-roll and you want to run those like banner ads that are in the videos and whatnot, bypass that in the beginning. Just connect your analytics account and your AdWords account to your YouTube, right? So that way you have all the data and stuff connected.
Right. And
set up your remarketing list. And remember, before the show I mentioned there's 15 different ways that you can remarket on YouTube. For example, I discovered this the other day. I can remarket to people who've unsubscribed from my channel. Now, I was joking and I thought, you know what, it'd be really cool to create a video where all the people who unsubscribe, I can remarket to them and go, hey, motherfucker, come back, you know, and just see what would happen. But then I thought, you know what, my account would get flagged and I'd probably get shut down. But you can remarket people who've watched a video. You can remarket people who've watched 50 seconds of your video. You can remarket people who've left a video to go back to a different video on your channel or someone else's. People who've unsubscribed, interests, you know, channel specific. I mean, you name it. You can remarket only your subscribers. There's a lot of ways to do it. And from what I've understood just running tests, it's cheap in the beginning until you build this massive audience, then it becomes management. But with the remarketing portion, it's extremely cheap. It's cost per view. And your view cost could be anywhere between 1 and 3 cents on average. I'm getting more like 3 cents. And they're more targeted because you know they've already watched your stuff.
Right. So
they had to have had a little bit of interest. And I keep getting remarketed by GetResponse. And I'm like, why do I keep seeing their ad? And I remember I hit their site, and I think I may have accidentally clicked one of their videos, which happened to be on YouTube, and now I'm seeing that stupid ad everywhere I go. Yep. And it doesn't go away. You can't just clear your cookies and it's gone. This is on YouTube. You're going to see it. So,
yeah, and that's one thing that I've noticed too is, you know, I've gone and reset the cookies and the history and everything and said, you know, I'm clear of this. And I'm on YouTube all day. So I know it's in the account. You know, they've got me tapped, you know, off of my apparatus of choice, and they've got me fucking hard targeted. But see, that's the thing with the GetResponse. After 30 days of advertising to you, and you have not taken an action, I want to clear you out. I don't want to retarget you anymore because you're costing me money, and it's not benefiting.
Right.
Is my thought. Or maybe it's 60 days. But to hit you every single time, you're not interested, you're not going to buy, so I don't need to talk to you anymore. You know, it's the salesman when you walk in for underwear. Can I help you? No, I'm cool. All right. You know, don't stand there staring at me, you know, while I'm picking out my drawers. You know, I'm fucking done. Go away. You know, and my wife's like, how long is he going to stand there? I don't fucking know. You know, car salesman. I'm broke. I filed for bankruptcy this morning. I'm not able to buy. I can't afford anything. Go away. And as soon as you say bankruptcy, they leave you alone. So it's like, but no, yeah. So I'm going to have to get into it because I think I'm going to try that with one of my other channels. That, hey, you unsubscribed. What the fuck's your problem?
Just to see what happens.
Yeah, just to see. I mean, if they blow it up, it's one of those freebie channels that I probably put up for no reason.
It'd be even better if that video goes viral as like the best unsubscribed video, because then what happens is your channel numbers go up because all these people are subscribing and unsubscribing to see what happens. So you'll become a trending video, and people will subscribe just to see what happens.
Oh my God! Oh, do like a fake suicide, you know? You unsubscribed? It's so important. People will be like, "Oh my God!" He killed himself. Oh my god. Yeah, that would be awesome.
But you could set frequency, like how often people see your ad for how long. In AdWords for video, you could set it to 540 days, which is ridiculous because in Facebook you can only set it to 180. So they've set it to way too long. That's 540 days. That's a long time.
Half, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many there are in a year.
They should set it to like 30 days, and then if I don't take an action, it should burn. You know, it should turn off. You know, or maybe they set one for 30 days with one video, one for 60 days with another, and it just rotates through different videos until I take an action. That would make sense.
Right.
But like I said, most people are lazy, and they set up one, and they run it the entire time, hoping that if I've seen this 15 times, I'll eventually take an action. Frequency, you know.
Right.
Should I show it to you 7 to 10 times before I take an action? I have retargeting ads where people have seen it 30 times, and then they finally have made the choice of buying or clicking. But that's with a banner, not a video.
Right.
Yeah, some of mine were like that. I think people would see it like every day for a couple weeks or something, and then finally they'd be like, this guy keeps popping up, or it keeps reminding them. Maybe they get paid finally or something, and then they drop some money on it. But yeah, I had the same thing.
That is the greatest thing, by the way. On Fridays, if you're doing like on a make money offer, run every Friday a payday ad where it's like, hey, today's payday. Do you know what that means? If you don't, check this out. And then it's like how to make more paychecks more than just on Fridays, that sort of thing.
See, I was thinking like companies like Midol can run every 28 days.
They should. They should. And they should run it. They should run it in 7-day increments. So it's like end of the month for a week. It's like, look, your cycle's coming. You should check this out.
Oh man.
Or run it to guys. Hey, is your girlfriend going to be a bitch tomorrow? Midol.
Flowers, chocolate.
Drop this in her coffee, dumbass.
Oh my god. Sell it as like a care package. You can get all of them for one price.
Now that would be a home delivery from hell. What do you need? You got flowers, chocolate, Midol, and tampons.
And it's a monthly subscription.
It's the 25th of every month. Whatever day you start.
If you're a Prime member, you'll get it by tomorrow. It's like we'll make sure you're okay. We'll get it to you the next day.
We pause for pregnancy, I mean, it's, and then, once every couple of months, would you like to add a pregnancy test to, your thing?
Dude, we've got our service.
Oh my God, dude. I wonder how many people just went, oh shit, I wonder what that would cost.
Hold on. In the month 3 through 9, you can have your T-shirts because everyone who is pregnant, they buy those shirts. Something relating to going to be a mom. Now you have your 6 months of T-shirt sales that are in the funnel.
That is awesome.
Sweatpants and T-shirts.
Yeah.
And ice cream now. Now you get ice cream and pickles
and cards for no reason.
Honey, I was just thinking of you. Oh my God!
That's a 9-month funnel right there.
Oh.
That's the longest customer you'll have. Is just 9 straight months of just basically their care packages. It's like, look, guys, you don't want to get killed for 9 months, so we're gonna provide you with everything you need to make sure everything goes smoothly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then you can drop in Dr. Spock books for pregnancy, names for boys and girls. All of these upsells that show her you care. What to expect when expecting. And all this other crap.
Bi-weekly flower delivery service.
Exactly.
Different colors for different moments. God, that's a business right there.
And your 9-month funnel, because more women get pregnant on the East Coast during winter because of the snow and there's nothing else to do but hump. I mean, you're set there. And on the West Coast, you just let it roll a little more freely because we're doing it whenever we want.
Oh my god.
Oh, Byron, we got to go back through this, man. We're going to have to outsource these notes and make sure we got somebody working on this business plan.
All right, sounds good.
I think it'll work. I think it will work. That
I
is
think so.
awesome. Holy shit. People are going to be like, what the hell did they just say?
Yeah, but you know what? There is an actual setting in Facebook where you could target expected moms.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I think I've seen that before.
It's pretty creepy because
Yeah.
what happens is as soon as someone changes,
Their
as soon as
status.
someone mentions that they're pregnant, they're put into a category on Facebook. If they mention the word baby or we're having a baby, I think it's a specific phrase, all of a sudden Facebook puts them into a category. And if they're a mom,
Expected mothers.
yeah, expected mothers. And then if they're a mom, if they have a kid, what happens? They typically mention the kid, take a picture of the kid, maybe the kid's on Facebook, whatever. All of a sudden you have a mom category. And they
Yep.
could segment the ages. And it's kind of creepy.
I think my sister figured that out because she literally changed her name and said that we're brothers. But she's got no first name, last name. It's a statement, and it was because it started doing shit and bringing up the fact that she had a child, and she's like, I don't want him on Facebook. I don't want mentions of him, and she'll put up pictures and shit, but it hasn't grabbed on that it's a child of hers, and I'm like, whoa. That algorithm's kind of scary. And she's like, yep, nobody will ever be able to, you can't search her or her shit. And I'm like, that is fucked up. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. I don't know how they gather all this data or how their algorithm picks up the cues to put people in different categories. But I mean, I'm running an offer right now relating to smoothie stuff. Like it's for a specific company. They're selling all the ingredients you need to make organic smoothies. There's an actual category for everyone who talks about healthy living or even organic foods. It's a generic category. It's like 1 million people.
Right.
I thought, oh, that's not very targeted. What am I going to do? So I just ran a small test. I was getting opt-ins for like $1 a piece. Just people who wanted this recipe book just flying in. Now, of course, he's, oh, can we get the cost per click low? And I'm like, dude, do you not understand what's going on right now? For every dollar you spend, you have a qualified person who wants organic shit.
Forever.
That's forever. So whether they buy now or 5 months from now, you have the inventory. You just got to keep collecting. You want to put 10 grand in, you're probably going to have 10,000 leads. Like, that's where we're at right now. He didn't get it until I put it in that way. And I think a lot of people, when they run paid traffic, don't realize that. It's like, okay, if you just acquired an SEO lead for $5 through Facebook, you want them to give you money, right? Well, you just got it for $5. That's pretty good. And if they give you 500, I think the numbers look pretty good.
See, and that was the thing is, and Byron and I have talked about this. It's your return on investment and your conversion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If it costs $10 and you make $10.01, it really you're ahead of the game. If it costs you $5 and it's a $500 client, $495 is in your pocket. I don't give a shit. I'll run that stuff every day, all day. And Becker talked about that for a long time. I was in Vegas and he was doing a talk and he's like, you guys don't get it. He has what he calls his God number. He's like, This is my number. This is what it's going to cost me. So anything I make beyond that, I'm cake. And I was like, okay, you're right. I don't care about a penny click. The penny click just costs me a penny if they don't buy. And that's why I've always kind of hated those fucking click-throughs is because I know 70% of, when I was doing them for a company, 70% were clicking because they just wanted to click.
Right.
Yeah.
There wasn't a thing, there wasn't a reason for the click. And that just drove me nuts. It was just, but it was also shitty ads, and the guy's like, no, I want that ad. And I'm like, yeah, everybody and their brother is going to click it. No, that's what we want. No, it's not. I want them buyers. I want buyers, man. So it's fun. Wow. shit, man, that went fast. How can I get a hold of you if I need to?
So you could look me up on Facebook. Just type David Schloss. I'm probably the first result. You can always contact me at david@rampify.com. That's RAMPIFY. And honestly, I answer my email all day long. I'm really good with it. If you contact me on Facebook, make sure to send me a message first. I'm very picky with who I add. Surprisingly, I'm very picky. So, just let me know, like, hey, saw you on the SEO show, great stuff, cool, I'll add you. If you just add me and don't say why, I'm going to delete you. That's it.
Sounds good, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to get out of here. I got to go check out ads on YouTube, man. I got to figure out how we're going to blow up the SEO show and what our target market's going to be. But thank you so much. I really do. I really appreciate it. Guys, let's cover up the bills real quick. Jump over to simeasy.com, sign up with those guys, check out any of our shit that we've got listed, our Facebook group, stuff like that. I appreciate you watching. You guys are here. We are done for the year. We come back, I think it's the 7th or 9th of January. 9th. What is it?
The 9th.
The 9th?
Yep.
That'll be our next show. There's going to be a couple of people too fucking drunk to be able to get on camera. That's not me. I'm just not going to be working. So, but David, thank you again, man. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everybody who came on, watched, and we will see you in 2015.
Yeah, take it easy, guys.